Welcome to episode 2, where I will be talking about originality. In my opinion, the obsession to make something truly original and unique derives from the ego struggling to pride itself for more attention. But the key word here is obsession. People crave for originality after they've experienced the same drawn out trend, and for good reason. Sometimes the same thing gets tiring, and sometimes you criticize those who capitalize on it because it doesn't describe the artist himself, or perhaps they're greedily jumping on the bandwagon, or just plain boring because you've heard it about a million times already. Inherently, originality is not a bad thing, but to obsess over it goes beyond its good traits. And we must also ask the question, to what degree can we deem something as completely original? It's subjective to an incredible extent. And we've all heard the phrase, nothing is truly original. And I've always heard the saying, everyone is different. But to what degree? I feel that the saying is somewhat unfinished. It's not just that everyone is different, rather, everyone is different and similar in some ways. It's our differences that make everyone quite special, but we also share universal values that we can come together as individuals and live and share harmoniously. And I find that a beautiful thing. It's not always so black and white, and it's not always so up and down. At one point in my life, I was going through a serious writer's block for weeks, and I always go through them. My fans know that I'm not interested in selling out or compromising my brand by prioritizing money and fame. Not that that's an option anyway. So one of the appeals for my brand is being selfish with my art, and people really seem to like that about independent musicians and bands and enjoy supporting them. But I was going through somewhat of an existential crisis about it, because being selfish with my art was still being selfish, which I find is not a very virtuous trait. And my hope was, as is with many other artists, is that somewhere in the world there would be enough people to flock to what I do. But one day I had an epiphany. The phrase just wasn't complete. You can be selfish with your art, but your art shouldn't be selfish. You can and should have a vision, a goal, a concept for the final draft, but your art shouldn't just appeal to you and you alone. That's not art. That's not great art. That's just selfish. After that day, my writer's block disappeared and I exploded into a plethora of ideas and inspiration. And I haven't really struggled too much ever since. But that's my goal, to internalize my passion in music and establish solid guiding principles. It's not about being original, it's about being you.